problem keeping up with the Paquito in these team fights, right? Generally just more mobile stuff. MPXNSEA getting ready to potentially finally win the first series. Mali-chan giving us some final calls. Homeboy also settling in as well as we settle into these chants. We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while. Are the Niners singing the World Cup song from I don't know. I heard a tune that seemed very familiar. But let's break down the compositions with Homeboys coming with a full 5v5 team fight. And MPNC are not going to back down. It's very cool down reliant, very ultimate reliant for the side of the Homeboys. So if MPNC can bait it out early, it's going to be a free team fight.
Looking for one team to break that losing streak. And it's between MPXNC and Homeboys. Game 3 kicking off. I mean, we're seeing some interesting picks, right? We thought Bruno is going to take headlights and take the spotlight. Definitely did. But in this game, we're seeing the Flooring Straw for Mali-chan. Very comfortable choice for MPNC. We're seeing the Minotaur for Homeboys. And most importantly, we're seeing the Lilia, a hero that we haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah, honestly, you know, Lilia in this particular case is so very good. But yeah, he's got to be extremely careful because it's such a volatile lane. He will eventually outscale the Terizla, but if he dies early and Terizla gets the move first, it's going to be a lot of problems, especially for Hyde, who is supposed to be the key player in this composition to make it work.
Then Homeboys can expect them to move faster in the jungle just because they have a Paquito, right? When Chibi has already cleared that both his buff, while Sonic, he's falling a bit behind, but our Homeboys looking to accelerate the game.
I think that Homeboys right now, they can't accelerate the game, right? They're going to need that very first kill. They need to figure out where the advantage is on the map first, and then look to accelerate the game. Because right now, it's pretty much a stalemate on all fronts. Maybe not so much for Anip on this Melissa, as he's able to get, you know, free harassments with the dolls against the Claude. But at the end of the day, it is a Claude, right? Mm-hmm. It's all about farming up. You don't really want to win the lane. You just want to go even.
Yeah, you just want to survive for as long as possible, hit that late game, and eventually you will get strong enough. But we are going to have a more passive laning phase overall for these guys. Warlock not able to get the Shadow Stampede. GB forward trying to look for first blood. Mali-chan burns down the Orient buff, and it's going to be Homeboys with first blood.
Now, we didn't get to talk about the emblems, but the fact that Chibi decided to go for the lethal ignition came up huge there. So very, very huge.
Looking to get some exchange onto Sapat, not the easiest man to kill. Yeah, dropping low. Sapat holding his ground very well, and Homeboys bringing help to the bottom side. There's nothing that MPXNC could do.
Yeah, I think Sabat probably could have kept on fighting and used his flicker to dodge the Appraiser's Wrath to eventually use his ultimate. Oh, here we go!
And Sabat with engage, gets that level 4 penalty zone online, and he just mashed it! Appraiser's Wrath from Sonic, you disrespect the Fredrin, and he just slams that great sword on top of you. Double for him. Warlord forced to run away, hide on the case. I mean, they just turn it around.
Disgusting, disgusting stuff coming out from Sonic, coming out big time for MPNC. Now this is the advantage that they're looking for. Now to stall out these lanes and let Sonic do his job and start to oppress Chibi in his own jungle.
I mean, the worst case was that Chibi also went down, right? You do not want Chibi and Sabat, both the cores of Homeboys, ended up being eaten alive by Sonic, and that's going to slow down Homeboys a little bit. Thankfully not too detrimental. We still have a slightly even game so far. They can still look for punish on this top side to get Anip ahead.
Yeah, they probably should have talked about the fact that they were lining up so very conveniently there. At the end of the day, they do still at least secure the kill on towards Mali's side, but Zavs, hopefully he goes even because Anip is playing a dangerous game.
It does have Mali by his side with the soul, so he will always be topped up, no problem. Again, MPXNC not the easiest. Doesn't have the easiest lineup to take down, right? Very beefy, they have mobility, they have Esmeralda, that's one category on its own. But overall, I mean, as this game goes on, when we look at Hyde, is his damage going to get capped at one point?
I don't think, well, okay. So the problem is with this Lilia is that the Shadow Balls need to trigger to get that big boy damage, right? Just the Shadow Balls alone. Whoa, hold up.
And what a dodge by Hyde. Pixel perfect with the black shoes. And Mali-chan just uses the bloom to keep them alive, so Homeboys, they did use that big ultimate from Barbosa, but they did get something out of MPXNC. Topside Sonic caught out. Needs a bit of help, might not get it. Appraisal's grab, slamming onto Anip, the damage is not sufficient, so Sonic will end up going down as Mali won't be there to save it.
I was getting PTSD flashbacks to the double kill all over again. It's like, no, Anip, don't be the third victim. He manages to survive with a good amount of health on his side. He has to take that recall, but more importantly, we've got the turtle spawning in about 12 more seconds, and Subot, he's got his flicker online.
Yeah, has the penalty zone to go with it as well, so Homebois go back to the standard modus operandi. Get the flicker penalty zone, Barbosa to follow up. His ultimate is still on cooldown, but Subot, penalty zone only getting the support though. Mali-chan needs to get out, Barbosa knocks him up, but they do not have enough damage, and now re-engage Yay into the back. Doesn't get any kills. Homebois will still be quite healthy.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Homebois, they can stall this out. Yeah. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough mana to keep on a super prolonged fight, and I think that's something that MPXNSEA needs to consider.
Yeah, he's still dancing around. Sonic will show up. Will not be able to get the turtle though, unfortunately. Knocked out by the Minoan Fury. It's only just one from Barbosa's side. Appraisal's grab slamming down onto him, taking half his health away. Chibi over the wall, looks for Mali-chan. The bloom again, saving Mali. And just massive heals from MPXNSEA. Massive
indeed. Chibi, unfortunately, just a little bit off. But the idea was there, right? Loop around, hop back into the bush with the jab, wait, and make sure that you have your champion your champion stance, and then jump on towards your key targets. Ideally, it was supposed to be hide, but the fact is, he was already out of position, so Mali was the next best bet.
Yeah, still needs that first core item, the very important talisman, before he can have that infinite mana. So it would take a while. We see the lane swap happening already. Gonna put Zavs on that bottom lane.
Oh, interesting. Interesting that they want Esmeralda to be on the top side of the map, even though Turtle is spawning down by bottom side.
He's gonna soak up as much pressure as he can. Falling Star Moon use as well, just to push Warlord away with Sonic showing up. They were trying to get Warlord with the Appraisal's grab, but Warlord is still fairly healthy, holding onto the ultimate for as long as possible. Now finally pops it to get out of dodge. The damage from MPXNSEA to get rid of 10 HP. Warlord even flickering just in case.
Okay, I'm not so sure about the flicker. Everything else up to that point was played perfectly. They were holding on to their abilities until absolutely necessary. The call altar was necessary, but more importantly, just having to get away from me to zone them out is always useful.
Barbosa doing a great job of soaking up the output for MPXNSEA, making sure Arnim is also in a decent spot. But this problem is only going to continue getting more and more of a headache as the game progresses.
Yeah, and notice down on the bottom side, like Subot, he's straight up just proxying as many ways as he possibly can. He wants to get a wave built up down by bottom side so he can rotate mid. Oh, he does see the claw, but I don't think he has any way to catch him just yet. And I don't think he wants to commit to a flicker too.
Especially when MPXNSEA are also rotating to the bottom side, right? Homebois doesn't have a connection yet, but once more Subot will take his spot in this bush. Homebois have a really good angle, getting some sort of engage. If MPXNSEA's face checks, Sonic will do the job. Zaz from the corner, he's uncontested so far. Homebois need to find a way, gets in with the penalty zone, but Zaz just gets out with the BMI. Appraisal's grab already used as well. GB will secure the turtle, but Barbosa is starting to take massive damage. No more Minoan Fury. He ends up getting deleted as Yay disrupts the backline, draws 3 members of Homebois away. Sonic gets the knockout. There's the blazing duet, immediately destroys the Count Ultra temp shield. GB needs help right now, gets out with the sliver of health thanks to the shield.
Double heavy left hand to keep himself alive. He trusted. He had so much faith in his teammates there. He could have tried to double jab out of there, but the lockdown was good. The fact that he went for a double heavy left hand made sure that he has enough damage reduction to actually survive from the empowered left hand. In the meantime, right, it looks like he's building up towards a BOD rather than go for a traditional... Wait, hold on.
He's massive damage. Falling Star Moon there. Actually winning that out, but Chibi cutting it close.
This is a little too close for comfort, not gonna lie, with the majority of the Homebois on the top side of the map to make things happen. I think what we recognize almost straight away is that Homebois don't necessarily have a way to disengage the Minotaur after the Minoan Fury. So it's either they go all in or they just have to sacrifice Barbosa.
And that does look like a major chink in the armor for Homebois, right? You have heroes that can get in, but they don't necessarily get out of things.
And I think it's important to mention that the most ideal situation would be during these neutral objectives, and I think MPXNSEA recognize that. As long as they minimize the overall people who are hit by the Minoan Fury, it's always going to be a big plus for them. Oh, Anip is starting to scale. He is hurting.
Yeah. With that being said, Barbosa, he is definitely taking a lot of punishment as well, right? I wonder if he would eventually opt for the Guardian Helmet just so he could stay in these fights longer. I mean, the health bars of MPNC are getting chunked out a little bit. Sonic will show up, but the wave is just shoved too far in for MPNC to get any engaged.
Oh, good senses, good calls here. Sonic making sure that GB doesn't find a flank angle around to make sure that the rotation paths are safe.
I mean, they can't deal with Yeah as well, right? Chibi, he's straight out losing this fight. They use the penalty zone just to make sure Chibi gets out, but Serpa now has to bear the brunt of that. There's no way he survives this fight. Oh! Wow, Barbosa with the heal at the end.
What a save. Does he live this? No.
Oh my god, he even used that ultimate. Does High find Warlord?
Ah,
and he ends
so
up dying without using the black shoes.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's really unfortunate, but at the very least, they've gotten rid of Barbosa, right? Right? Can they at least secure this Lord?
I mean, if you can push Chibi away, then this Lord will be secure for sure. Chibi,
no.
He's not gonna get back in.
Yeah,
you cannot get to a Yeah.
Yeah, he's just such a big brick in the middle of the road. You just got to avoid it. You can't go through it.
He might look for Zaps though. And he's a bit too far out in the open, so Chibi punishes him with the kill. Yeah is gonna show up, Falling Star Moon, Warlord keeping his distance on him, chipping away at his health. The Inspire is gonna get used alongside the Call Alta of MPNC. They're gonna disengage. High, back up in the front, uses the black shoes this time to make sure he doesn't die.
I mean, look at that. Once he procs those Shadow Balls, you can see how much damage it really does. So on him, he's gotta be careful when he stands stationary or where he is standing. If he gets clipped by it, he's gonna lose a large chunk of his life.
All things considered, the Homeboys, despite losing the Lord, despite getting ran by MPXNSEA, they only lost one tier 1, and that's on the bottom side, right? Everything else fairly healthy, and even with the Lord on MPXNSEA's side, they didn't really get anything out of it.
Yep. For the time being, we'll see how they are going to push this agenda. Barbosa has been taking so much punishment through this game. Oh!
Just trying to punish him. Barbosa again, forced to use this out. Just defensively.
Yeah, it's annoying because no matter what they do, Homeboys, they're taking punishment. But when they give punishment back to MPNC, it's Mali-chan who just keeps the whole team topped up. And especially during these 5v5 team fights, let's not forget that his ultimate not only heals, but deals damage to anybody close by who receives the heal. So if MPNC, and especially if it gets close enough into that backline, the same goes for Zops, they've definitely gotten 2 procs.
And on top of that, it also circles back to kind of the lack of disengagement from Homeboys, right? Chibi, oh no. He just got 1v1 by Zaps. That is the man that you're looking to accelerate the game.
He's out, to be fair. Actually, it's not even fair. There's no excuse. The fact is that GB whiffed. He just whiffed the ability, right? If he just lands an entire full combo on towards Zaps, he basically wins it out. And I think, the Purify stopping the... Oh god, the backline!
And the pincer maneuver. Warlord didn't even get to use this out. Not sure if that would matter though. Maybe they will get Sonic in return. That would be a consolation prize. Sonic, very far out. Appraiser's Web takes out half of on his health. Can they at least follow up? It's gonna be there. Yay! Eating away at the health bar of Anip. Anip trying to stay alive. Just a bit more from him. He's gonna disengage from Barbosa dies. But next on the chopping block at MPNC finds 2. Chibi, you're all alone. Can't find anything. He will try. Yay gets out with the Falling Star Moon, and MPNC have cracked the game open.
Oh my goodness. This is stressful. This is really stressful. MPNC are not letting Homeboys kind of collect themselves and I mean, look.
The inhibitor is down.
Yeah, because Zaz was pushing this entire time. They were winning these fights 4v5. And half the time, a majority of their members just weren't there at the right place at the right time. They're under the skin of Homeboys.
Holy. We're witnessing something very special in this last series. Again, Chibi, he's max level, but even then, Yay walks up and Chibi has to disengage. This is Lord number 2. This is if there's any time for Homeboys to require Chibi to pull off a Lord steal, it's not game 1, it has to be this game.
Yep, it's gotta be this one here. I don't think Sonic is gonna make it easy for him, and I'm pretty sure Mali-chan is willing to throw his life under the bus.
So he's gonna try and one-shot High, force out the black shoes. That is a good start. Barbosa still holding on to this ultimate. MPNC, they're not in a rush. Take out that Lord.
Well, they could potentially punish this, right? They're going to try and jump on Barbosa and take away the spearhead.
Trying to take away that ultimate. He's going to hold on to it. Very patient. Chibi.
Oh.
Really going to face his recall. He's going to get cancelled by Yeah. This Lord is gone.
They can't get in on this. They can't find any space at all. And Yeah has scaled. He's so strong. He can take shots coming in from Anip. He can take the damage coming in from Chibi. And Barbosa is free food if he walks even an inch over the line.
Yeah, we talk about the ticking time bomb, and I think we have reached the climax of this series. MPXNC, they have all the tools that they need Maybe not to end the game for now, but to really put Homeboys in a stranglehold.
Yeah, they need to find a flanking angle for both Barbosa and as well as Subot, right? Hyde, the only reason he's getting away with this is that he has Black Shoes on top of the heals coming in from Mali. And even if they want to get on top of him, there's no instant value because he has Flicker to make sure that he's out from some key abilities like Demon and Fury.
And you look at the confidence from MPXNSEA, right? They are walking forward into range of Barbosa to push him away.
I think they're hoping that Homeboys actually tries to make an attempt.
Yeah, bite the bait, right? Like how they did in the first 2 games. Lord's gonna distract Homeboys for a bit and will be quickly taken care of by Anip and the rest of the team. MPXNSEA doesn't look like they can get any inhibitor thanks to the decent coordination from Homeboys, but they will try in the mid side. Homeboys, are you gonna look for some sort of engage? Shibi goes in, misses his ability, he's gonna end up going down. There's already one dead for Homeboys. The call ultimate was used as well. Major abilities not available for Homeboys. Bottom inhibitor is gonna go down for sure. Yeah. Clearing out the top wave already. MPXNSEA pouncing for the finisher. Anip is dead. Homeboys might be dead in the water. MPXNSEA. Oh my god! With this reverse sweep to take down of our peoples. Homeboys in this best of 3.
They've done it! They've finally done it and secured their very first series here at the league. MPL MY, the Niners jumping for joy!
The first series that they win is against Home.